Colin's Blazin' 5. Blazin' 5 in the herd. Eagles at Panthers.
Okay, I love Carolina. I know it's 3.5. You could get 3 points. 3.5, I don't love it as much. For the sake of the show, we're taking a number that's 3.5. It's 3 at a lot of places. Carolina -3. Carolina's a better football team. Let me give you a number that I don't think a lot of people know. You do realize Carolina has won 11 of their last 12 games. The only game they lost, they were in last year in the playoffs against Seattle. This team's been hot for about 80% of a season. And Sam Bradford's a turnover machine. I know Philadelphia is winning, but he's got 9 picks this year, 3 in the end zone, and has 3 fumbles. Now, I know what you're worried about. Colin, that's a lot of points for Carolina, their offense. Yeah, I know. Their second leading receiver is Ted Ginn with 13 catches. I know they're 28th in yards and 29th in passing. But you know what they're not? They're not incapable of scoring. Carolina's 6th in points. And the other thing I like about them, Philadelphia is a mess. Their linebacking core, D'Amico Ryans out. Kiko Alonso still out. Michael Kendricks, shaky. Practice but shaky. I'm going to swallow the 3.5. You can get 3 in a lot of places. I think Carolina wins 28-23.
Cowboys at Giants.
You think I'm nuts, right? Tony Romo's not back. I'm taking the Cowboys plus 3.5. First of all, the Giants are putrid in division. New York is 1-9 against Dallas and Philly since 2013. Here's the other thing. Des Bryant may play. Rolando McClain's back. Greg Hardy's back. Randy Gregory's back. And Matt Castle's not afraid to throw the ball down the field. That was the problem with Brandon Weeden. He was risk averse. Matt Castle's a big, strong guy. He'll spin it down the field, and Des Bryant should be back. In addition, the Giants' rushing defense has some real cracks right now. And that's good for the Cowboys because now Joseph Randle, top 5 in the league, gaining yards after contact. Again, I get a Dallas team that's had 14 days to prepare, and I get a Giants team off of a short week on Monday night. I'm taking the points. I think it's a 31-30 game either way. Take the Cowboys and the points.
Saints at Colts.
Don't like to swallow 4.5 points. You know I like points, but Indianapolis is a touchdown or more better in this spot against the Saints. First of all, yeah, New Orleans has had extra prep time. It doesn't matter. Their personnel defensively is atrocious. The Colts are a tremendous home team. Last 30 games at home, 22 times they've covered the spread. Indy embarrassed after that New England gaffe. Teams in the NFL embarrassed generally play very well the following week. Here's what's just an absolutely unbelievable number. We know New Orleans has a terrible defense, but it's even worse on the road. At home, they give up 22 points. On the road, 32. That's a remarkable number. At home, they give up 350 yards. On the road, 460. And Indianapolis is one of the better home teams in the National Football League, and the Colts are taking better care of the football. Remember the first month they had 12 giveaways? Last 2 weeks, 0. A less sloppy Colts team at home, embarrassed. NFL teams play well after being embarrassed. Covers the spread. They thump the Saints by 13.
Buccaneers at Redskins.
I love Tampa Bay in this spot. I know Washington's at home, but I get Tampa Bay and I get 3.5 points. The Redskins now can't run the football when they could. They're turning the ball over with Kirk Cousins, and they are beat up physically. And Washington's a lousy home cover team. Last 10 games, they've covered 3 of them and haven't covered 7 of them. The Redskins secondary is a mess. And you know what? Tampa Bay's size at wide receiver, Mike Evans, their tight end 6'5". You got Culliver's hurt, D'Angelo Hall is hurt at corner, and Tampa Bay is big on the perimeter. And Jameis Winston, for all his faults, has thrown for at least 200 yards in every game. And here's what I like. He's actually, you know his best quarter so far in the NFL? He's been a really good fourth quarter, 87 quarterback rating in the fourth quarter. He has struggled in opening quarters. But when he gets his feet under him, when Tampa Bay runs the ball a little, Jameis Winston's throwing for over 200. Pretty good quarterback late in games. And the Buccaneers defense, top 5 in terms of yards allowed. So I get an elite defense against a quarterback that's turnover prone and limited, an injury prone team, and a team now that doesn't run the football with great conviction. I think Tampa Bay goes into Washington. Jameis Winston, I'm going to give him a win, 27-20.
Jets at Patriots.
I know everybody loves the Patriots, right? I'm taking the Jets +9. I'm sorry. It's not just that the Jets defense is number 1 in total defense and number 1 in fewest points allowed. It's the fact that this offense has an identity. Chris Ivory is the most underrated offensive player right now in the league. And it should also be noted, it's a 1 o'clock start. Foxborough at night can be a gnarly place for a road team. 1 o'clock, Foxborough. I think the Jets, I'm taking 9 points. And the Jets currently lead their conference in rushing yards per game and rushing yards allowed per game. That's a rarity over the course of a full season. Almost never happens. That I get the most yards and I give up the fewest. You know, San Francisco had that, I think, for a year with Harbaugh, or very close to it. You're almost always a playoff team with that. And the other thing, if you go look at the history of Darrelle Revis and Antonio Cromartie at corner, they've done really well against Brady. Cromartie only allows a 51% completion rate on his side of the field against Brady, and Darrelle Revis a 50% completion rate. This will be kind of an ugly, low-scoring game. I think the Patriots will win, but I get the best rushing team, the best rushing defense, the best corners, the best defense, and Todd Bowles is a Bill Parcells disciple. They're on the phone. I got news for you. They're on the phone. And I think the Jets, I have them ranked as my 3rd best team in the league. They're limited at quarterback, but they're not awful at quarterback. I think it's a 27-24 football game. Patriots win. I'll take the Jets and the 9 points. There you go.